After finishing up a trip around Sweden and Norway, I sent my friend Marco on a bus back to the airport and proceeded to look for cheap plane tickets out of the country. I'd always been dreaming about doing a trip around Southeast Asia since being a kid, and given that I was still young and unemployed, I knew I had to get my ass up and give it a proper go. Now, this part of the world is a hotspot for backpackers, and my style of travel had slowly changed over the years, so I was getting curious on whether I would fit into that category or feel out of place everywhere I'd go. Honestly though, this wouldn't be too much of an issue, since I could always just follow the more off-the-beaten path routes, which happened to be my goal for this trip. So, without a plan in mind, I was off to Bangkok, the capital city of Thailand. I had been to Bangkok once before, so I knew what it had in store. It's an overwhelming yet calm and safe city with a lot of sightseeing potential, if that's your cup of tea. I paid $2.50 for a bed at a hostel for a couple of nights to sort out my jet lag before continuing further north into the country.
I find myself in Bangkok, Thailand. That's pretty much all I have to say. No plans like usual. I'm probably gonna try to head north, to be honest. I kinda wanna head north, because north... I've been to the south before, so never been to the north. So probably just gonna have to stick thumbs, maybe get a train or something. I don't know, most likely gonna stick my thumb out, maybe get a train to the outskirts of Bangkok where it is a little bit easier, I think anyways, because I fucking hate hitching out of a city, especially huge cities like fucking Bangkok. But anyways, yeah, that's the plan. I'm pretty much just in a random park right now, just walking around the city.
After wandering around for a couple of days, I kinda wanted to leave. I had no harsh feelings against Bangkok, however, I was more inclined to see something new, and for that reason, I didn't want to spend too much of my time there. So while desperately trying to beat the jet lag, I mostly just ate street food and explored some of the city's rooftops. Then all of a sudden, I found myself on a northbound train headed to the outskirts in an attempt to start the journey for real.
My tent right now, it is boiling. The sun is coming directly at it. I had to wake up even though it's like 7 a.m. right now. I barely slept. Basically yesterday I got the train to this town that I'm in right now. It's called Saraburi. Never heard of it before. Don't even know why I'm here, but I'm gonna try to hitchhike a little bit. Try to go north towards Chiang Mai. Don't know if that is a cool place to be, but I've actually heard of that place. So maybe it's better than here. I don't know what there is to do here. Don't really know what there is to do there either. But yeah, that's the goal, and that's the mission, that's the plan.
Toilet, sink, and who would have thought? A shower here.
That is incredible. I'm gonna use that. On my way to a little 7-Eleven right now. Buy some water, because it's probably gonna get hot as fuck like every other day. And then after that, just find some cardboard, ask some locals to write fucking Chiang Mai or some shit on it. Well, actually here, we don't stick thumbs. We like wave hands, but yeah, it's kind of the same thing, I guess.
You go to Chiang Mai?
Chiang Mai. I have gotten myself a little sign here. Yeah. His name was Ooh or some shit. I don't know. He asked for my name and then he put Mr. Tom. I don't know what this says. Hopefully it says Chiang Mai. That's where I'm trying to go anyways. He told me I had to go to a different state and it's like really far, and I'm like, yeah, it's far. But does it matter? Probably not. We'll figure it out.
This was my first attempt hitchhiking in Southeast Asia, and had no idea how easy or difficult it was going to be, especially since my goal was over 600 kilometers away. While trying to catch a free ride, I had some locals coming up, telling me that I needed to find a bus because apparently no one was going to pick me up. I didn't let that bring me down so quickly and instead continued waving my hand. Then this one car pulled over, so I asked him where it was going. He couldn't comprehend what I was saying, and he also had no clue what I was actually trying to do. Finally, I convinced him to take me to the next town, although he kept telling me that he was going to drop me off at a bus terminal.
Business ice.
Okay.
Ice.
Ice.
Yes.
Oh wow. Awesome. Nice.
Well, that was not the best hitchhiking experience. In fact, I'd say it was the worst. That guy was fucking gay, man. Then he started touching my leg and I was like, what the fuck are you doing? And then I told him to drop me off. I can't fucking do that shit. I didn't know if hitchhiking in Thailand was like this, but I mean, we'll give it another shot. If it's like that again, I don't know if I want to do it. Scheiße, that's retarded.
My balls were dripping in sweat as I was paranoid of having another awkward and intrusive ride. On a positive note though, I was dropped off at a way better spot and I was more confident of getting a longer ride out of here. And right as I thought that, this lady pulled over and she told me she was going over 2 hours north and that she had no problem with bringing me along.
Cup. Okay, well that was a better experience. Anyways, I am in a random town in Thailand right now. Here's a traffic stop, traffic light type of place. Cup. So you go all the way to Chiang Mai?
Yes, sir.
Okay, how many hours? 7 hours. Okay, let's go Chiang Mai. Cup.
Don't take it for granted, or your life it will be slanted, and the chances you are left with are gone.
Can I take a photo with you?
Yeah,
With my son.
of course.
I have a new friend on the way back home.
Yeah.
I made it to my destination in a day, and the funny part was that it technically only took me 3 rides, which really showed me the best of what Thailand had to offer. After staying a night at a cheap hostel, I learned that Chiang Mai was full of ancient temples, which is one of the reasons it's famous for travelers. In other words, I wasn't the only foreigner here, and after encountering more temples that one could poke a stick at, I felt like it was the right time to take matters into my own hands and to try to explore further outside of the big cities.
So let me tell you a little bit about Chiang Mai. I don't really know much about it, to be honest. Walked around a little bit yesterday. Seen pretty much all temples there is to see in town. And now we gotta explore the outskirts. Now most people I've met in hostels and stuff, they go on these tours, but I kind of want to go on my own, you know what I mean? So that's the plan. So how do we do that? Well, it's quite simple. We are in Thailand, don't forget that, and a lot of people drive mopeds or motorbikes. So I'm gonna go try to find a motorbike. I already went to 2 motorbike places, they were sold out. I'm a bit late. The deal is sealed. Okay. Yeah, oh shit. Yeah, I got this bike for 5 days. We're gonna explore northern Thailand. Let's ride the hell nuts. Alright, I had to stop for a little piss stop. Not a pit stop, a piss stop. Yeah, I checked maps and I'm in the middle of buttfuck nowhere. I came across this Buddha, which has a staircase beside it leading up to somewhere, which presumably, I mean I would assume anyways, has a viewpoint at the top. Yeah, I can't really say what this is, because I don't know. This gotta be like the biggest Buddha I've ever seen. Holy shit, dude. Seriously? This place is so beautiful, man. Just driving, I guess I can say I'm driving through the jungle here.
I had already been driving for over 3.5 hours, and the feeling I had riding on these scenic and curvy roads was nothing short of incredible. Having checked my maps, I came to find that I was fairly close to the tallest mountain in the country. I made a quick decision to check it out and to make it to the top by sunrise the following morning. And as the sun set, the elevation increased, temperature was also dropping steadily, and it was making me wonder just how cold it was going to get during the night.
Almost entirely dark outside, and it's still about 30 minutes to go to the mountain. So I made it to a little restaurant here. I've barely eaten today, so ordered some fried rice, chicken. I don't know, it sounds amazing. I'm excited to try it. And then after that, probably gonna ride a bit more and find somewhere to set up my tent and then just sleep somewhere. It is cold up here. I think we're like 2,000 meters up right now. I'm freezing my ass off. Oh yeah. Delicious. Really cold. I have more clothes. Oh shit, I'm in the wrong fucking side of the road. Tomorrow at 5.
To the mountain, go buy ticket.
Oh, you need ticket here?
Yeah, buy ticket. Tomorrow you buy ticket here.
Uh-huh.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Well, that's a bit confusing. Hold on. Fuck it. I just parked up here. I'm literally right beside the road. There is like a little shoulder here. It is super peaceful when not a single car drives by, but as soon as it comes, it's like a fucking tsunami. I'm gonna set up my camp right here. So these guards that just stopped me told me that I couldn't go to the mountain. It was closed. They also said I gotta pay 300 baht for like a ticket to get in. And I'm like, oh my god. Okay, anyways.
I did not sleep a lot that night since it dropped down to below 5 degrees Celsius. The backpack I brought was also smaller than usual, which did not allow me the privilege of a sleeping bag. Mostly, however, I didn't bother in advance, assuming Southeast Asia was going to be warm. I paid the fee and rode the last few kilometers up to the top in great timing, right before the sunrise.
Do you know if I can park here? Down there, okay. Cup on cup. I walked down to a campsite and I just asked them, yo, can I have a look at the river or take a swim or something? They eventually found a place for me.
At this point, I didn't even know what I was doing. Waterfalls were scattered on the map all around me, and most of them didn't even charge an entrance fee. And the ones that did, I just drove right past.
There's another waterfall nearby here, so I'm gonna go check it out. Guess why the hell not? Yeah, man. It's quite a big waterfall. I ain't alone here though.
Although the waterfall was pretty cool, the fact that there were a bunch of people around kinda took it away from me. Maybe I gotta think differently. I mean, the waterfall was there either way, regardless of whether it would be turned into a tourist attraction or not. I bet if I did my research correctly, then I'd be able to find some spots only very few knew about. Now, speaking of tourists, I was currently on my way towards Pai, another known town backpackers tend to go to. I didn't really have a good reason for it, I just wanted to go somewhere. I had heard the town was beautiful in terms of scenery and location, plus the drive was supposed to be quite daunting with over 700 turns. I drove back and passed the city of Chiang Mai towards the lake I'd seen on Google Maps, where I intended to set up camp for the night, but unfortunately, it seemed like I was gonna have yet another horrible night.
Alright. GoPro's on my head. I think there's a snake outside my tent. There's a fucking million of fucking ants on one side of my tent. Outside though. But I feel like it's just fucking increasing, so yeah, I don't like this. I'm gonna move.
It wasn't really a pleasant first 10 minutes after I woke up. Ants all over my whole tent. And I heard some noises, thought it was a snake. I never saw a snake, but yeah, anyways, I wrapped the whole thing inside here now, in the bag. Look at this beautiful sunrise. It is nice, that's why I like to camp out, you know. I get to wake up early and I feel quite energized. And I see this beautiful thing coming up, I mean the sun. Yeah, it's nice. Alright, so long story short, yeah, heading to Pai. It is a city 2.5 to 3 hours away from here non-stop. I'm sure it's gonna take me longer, but apparently this is where everyone goes to. Everyone comes to fucking Pai, I don't know why. So I usually don't go to places where everyone goes to, but I think, yeah, I got the scooter for 5 days, I might as well, you know, go. Surely there must be a good reason to why everyone fucking comes there, so we're about to, I guess, find out. It died. It's not warm. Shit. There we go. Yeah.
I'm saying hello for the last time. Goodbyes are getting so old. Guess I'm alright. Always by your side. By your side. Always by your side. By your side. Go grab your keys, time to go. I'll talk you dry. What's that? You're trying on clothes? Hey, let me try. And if you're taking too long, I'll move your feet for you as you walk out the door. Why do all on your own?
Welcome to Pai!
Always by your side. By your side. I'm always by your side. By your side.
Having reached the city of Pai, I went to a hostel where I pitched my tent in the garden for free and walked around for a bit. I ended up meeting a couple of people there, one of which was a Canadian who had a plan of building a raft to go down the river with instead of having to pay like a regular tourist. This sounded like a great idea, and given that I dislike doing conventional tours myself, I stuck around and decided to join.
Okay, so where we end, you know where that bridge is? The one bridge that you cross to get to like Brick House? You know the hostel Brick House?
We're gonna go build a raft. We're gonna go down a river here. Yeah, I'm saving gas. I'm a passenger now. First stop, get a machete. What about the tree you're holding right now?
Kind of feel bad cutting down. Like it'd be nice if we could use things that are already down.
Yeah.
Just to cut for no reason. I don't know.
Dude, that shit almost hit your
I
head.
almost sliced my head off, man. That's not good. Okay, we're done. Yeah. We could try using like this, you know?
It ain't gonna work.
I mean, in principle, the idea was pretty solid. However, none of us were willing enough to splash out a lot of money on a good machete. In addition, cutting down trees around where the locals live isn't the most respectful thing to do as a privileged traveler. So, we went back and returned the machete since it obviously didn't work the way we imagined.
Well, since the machete broke and we couldn't build a raft, we did the next best thing. Climb a little viewpoint and see the sunset.
And there is no...
Oh my goodness.
What the fuck?
Machete broke, and then when I went to use it, the blade went in the air, landed on my head. Dancing, look at him.
Holy shit.
Jesus.
We're driving in the jungle and this fucking elephant's there dancing.
Should I honk at him maybe?
No, just go, man. Hope for the best. What the hell?
Hey.
Hurry, 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 hurry. Stop, stop, stop. Wait for her, wait for her, wait for her. Quick, come on, quick.
I ended up staying in Pai for a couple of days, perhaps longer than I intended. There was in fact a decent amount of things to do there, but I'm sure I could have done a lot more if only I had given it more effort. In reality though, it started to feel more like a holiday, you know, sunsets, sunrises, delicious street food, and even free accommodation. So, at this point, I mostly had my mind set on the next country, which happened to be Laos, and since it was now my last day of the scooter rental, I packed up my stuff during the early hours and began my long way back to Chiang Mai. Although I stayed for a while, I didn't film as much during my time in Pai. I never plan out any of my journeys in terms of what I want to film. In other words, I try to film the things that I am doing instead of adjusting my trip for the sole purpose of making a video. Moreover, I think it's a great way to get most out of your experience while traveling and filming at the same time, which to me is far more important. You see, Laos was pretty close to where I was at the time, but since the country doesn't have any big cities, I wanted to aim for the capital, which forced me to travel over 800 kilometers pretty much around the country starting from Chiang Mai. Now this wasn't necessary, but it was a route I was willing to take, and given that I was hitchhiking, it probably would have been the fastest way regardless.
1, 2, 3. Thank you.
Alright, the scooter is safe and sound back at the rental place. Yeah, now I gotta walk for about 2 hours. 10 kilometers of walking should be fine. Let's see if they will let me through. Thank you. I don't think it's gonna be just 3 rides like I did from Bangkok, because Bangkok to Chiang Mai is kind of like straight up. But now I kind of got to zigzag through the cities because I want to go to Vientiane. She was selling some fried shit. Don't know what it is, but I'm gonna give it a shot. You know what, right here, next to this thing. Oh shit, dude. That's amazing. Yes, I come alone. Yeah. Thailand is very good. It is another beautiful morning here, somewhere in Thailand. I'm looking to have a quite tough day today, I guess. I need to catch a few rides. There is a chance I can get to Vientiane today, like Laos, but there's also a chance of not getting there.
Hello, you go to Danchai?
Yes.
Well, I just scored a ride in the back of a pickup truck. Man, I love these rides. I think we're going like kind of above a mountain right now. It's gonna be quite cold. Just trying to figure out where to go.
Ok. Điêu cho đấy.
จะลงที่ไอ้ที่
แม่จัวเนี่ย
ที่
ที่
จะ
ไหน
เลี้ยว
ก็ได้ที่ว่าจะไป
ที่จะเลี้ยวไปอุตรดิตถ์นั่นน่ะ
โอเค
โอเคเขาอุตรดิตถ์พิษณุโลก
โอเค
Thank you so much.
โอเค
Water. Even though I have water, can't say no to more. Looks like we're all set. We know which way to go. Let's roll out.
เขาจะโบกรถไปเวียงจันทร์นะเขาบอกอ่ะ
เขาจะไปที่โลกวันนึงแล้วก็จะไป
ใช่แต่ว่าผมจะเข้าบ้านผมบางอย่างนี่ไง
Yeah, so we were stopped at this police checkpoint, and then I don't think they were allowed to take me further. Apparently, I had to leave the car. Then the cops said that they're gonna find a car for me to pit and look. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. Yeah, thank you.
จะไปวัดใหญ่ใช่ไหม
อย่าตามเขาไปนะพี่
All right, made it to Pits and Look. The cops were surprisingly really nice and gave me a lift here, or well, forced someone else to give me a lift here. Anyways, 1/3 of the way to Vientiane, Laos, which is a very good milestone. It is 12 right now. I figured that my best option was to write Con Caen on my next sign. It was a bit of a long shot and about 300 kilometers east. I stuck my sign out in a blistering weather, and after pretty soon a car pulled over. Now this guy was wearing Middle Eastern clothing and looked Pakistani. There was obviously nothing wrong with that, but I think it was a tiny bit odd given the location I was in, and it definitely felt suspicious. Due to the language barrier, I didn't get how far exactly he was going, but I jumped in anyways, hoping to get further east, but to my surprise, it wasn't far at all. Another gay fucking cunt. Okay, don't get me wrong, not all gay people, but I didn't like it. Experiences like that can absolutely ruin your day. If hitchhiking in Thailand was difficult, there is no way I would have gone straight back to the road and attempt to catch another lift, especially right after someone was trying to touch your dick. I used to tell myself that any ride in the right direction was a good one, but now I realized how wrong I was, because that isn't always the case. Luckily though, I was picked up by a man and a woman not long after and got dropped off in a national forest that the road runs directly through.
passport
Passport?
your passport
You want my passport?
passport มาไอ้
ID? Okay, why?
เอา passport
Are you police? Why passport?
I not speak English
You picked me up, took a photo of my passport, sent it to someone. Now we drove in the middle of nowhere. Let's go, Con Caen.
yeah
When? You have a problem? What problem?
แป๊บนึง
Why the fuck did he take a photo of my passport? I shouldn't have let him. I should have given him something else. Yeah, I just helped him load in a bunch of packets. I don't know what's in there. I got a little paranoid because I don't think I would have been paranoid if he didn't actually take my passport and take a photo of it. Hello.
Where you go?
Can you take me this way? Where are you going?
I go Nongum City. You
I want to
you
go,
go.
Around. Yeah, this is where I slept, man. It's actually a pretty decent spot. Made it through another night, and most likely the last night in Thailand. So I only have to pass one city, which is Udon Thani, so well, hopefully it's only 2 rides, potentially even 1, but yeah, I'm going to disassemble my tent, throw it into my backpack, throw my backpack onto my back, and then take a shit at this gas station place here, and then find cardboard, write a sign, probably just write Lao, and then here we go, get the hell out of here.
I have to admit it, my 2 weeks in Thailand had been pretty great. I went through some minor complications, but it didn't affect my overall experience. It's always a weird feeling when you're closing up to a new country you haven't been in before. Especially a country like Laos, as I knew practically nothing about it, and that spiked my levels of excitement. All there was to do now was to hitch the remaining 150 kilometers, then I'd be standing right there at the border.
It's okay. Thank you. Bye-bye.